Hello, my name is Stephen Wade, and I'm doing my second speech for uh, public speaking class at Full Sail University. And we were asked to do a video response for a TED Talk, um, and I chose one by Michael Specter. And I didn't know him prior to this, but the topic of the speech was the danger of science denial. And I thought that was interesting, so I checked it out. And the topic was pretty much the thesis of the speech, which was about why certain people deny science fact, whether it be for religious reasons or other beliefs that have somehow become so hardened that they won't accept certain facts, um, which I thought was really interesting. But that was the base of the speech. Um, and he presented it really well. He started out with a hypothetical situation where if you were in a timeline, or I'm sorry, if there was a time machine and you could go backwards or forwards and you had to do one or the other, which one would you pick? And he was surprised that many people picked to go backwards. And he thought that was sort of odd considering um, in this day and age how many medical advances and other technological advances that make living in the world today so much better than even 20 years ago. Um, why would anyone choose to go back? It was a good opener because it helped the audience relate to what he was about to talk about, which was, what are these beliefs that people hold that let them sort of ignore science fact, and he had a couple of other things throughout the speech like that, where he would ask the audience, you know, try to put them in another hypothetical situation, or he would engage the audience in a way that he would say, maybe you're this kind of person. In one situation, he said, are you the guy that takes vitamins every day, even though science has proven that they do nothing? Um, so those were a few of the things that he did. And it was sort of a tip from Nancy Duarte that I kind of saw in that, which was, uh, engage the audience with a story and, try to put them emotionally in a situation where they can relate to what he's about to talk about or what he's already talking about. And so, in that way, I think it was effective. The way that he did it, though, kind of, put me off a little bit because he didn't have a lot of eye contact, and so when he would sort of, say, "Are you the guy that takes the vitamins?" and he's would kind of like look to the left and to the right in a way that felt like it was kind of weak. Um, didn't really have the conviction to look somebody in the eye and say, you're. I think that I think that because you take vitamins, you're wrong, and I think that you're inferior to me or something. I don't know. That's just the feeling I got from it. Um, but we also had to rate them on how well they performed the Ten Commandments, which are some guidelines for the speakers to follow when they speak. And he did 8, 9, and 10 the best, which dealt with the time limit, how well it was rehearsed, and did it look like he was reading off anything, and which he didn't. And that was the strongest part about the speech. Um, what I liked that he did um, was that specifically, and that's what I would take to my future speeches is how well he rehearsed his speech and how he knew it so well that he didn't need very many visual cues. He had some small like cue cards, flashcards, but he didn't really. He glanced out at them occasionally, but it was very subtle, and you barely even noticed they were there. We also had to rate him on um, dynamism, which is sort of like the energy level, and was it inspiring? And at first, it was good, and I was interested, but uh, he didn't keep it going as well. At the end, I didn't feel as interested as I did at the beginning, and I think it was because um, he was giving examples for the same point. He was proving the point with the same examples for the entire 15-minute speech, and just felt like it was getting a little old. But then to compare him to Sir Ken Robinson, um, and see, how do they compare together. And Sir Ken Robinson is so elegant when he talks, and I think what makes him such a great presenter is that he doesn't sort of force his ideas. He kind of gets you to understand where he's coming from. And it's a lot. It just feels a lot easier to, side with him. But he could probably say almost anything, and I would be convinced that what he was saying was, the right thing. um, and then also but going back to Michael Spector's speech, I was asked to, give my classmates some pointers based on what he did, and I think the biggest thing was rehearsing the speech. Even though we have to do these speeches and over a webcam, so we can re-record them if we don't get the right delivery. It's still good to rehearse your speeches, because if you are in the situation when you're in front of people, the better rehearsed that the more you rehearse the speech, then when you get up there to talk, you're going to have that to back you up. If you kind of forget your place, you might not even forget your place if you've rehearsed it well enough. But I think that's probably the best thing that I got from this speech, and I think that other people would most benefit from as well. That is all. Thank you very much.